Hello, welcome to my channel. We have got the King of Wands today. Now, the Capish song choice that I've chosen, I have gone to and fro with this. There's been some difficulty between the King of Wands and the King of Swords, which is why I haven't done either up until this point. And I saw a video, a YouTube video, which I will link, which changed my mind or made me certain that this was the right song for the King of Wands. But it has left me thinking, oh, I'm still not sure about my King of Swords now. Anyway, that's all to come. You've noticed that I've trimmed these really, really badly. I don't really read from the Rider-Waite. I refer to it a lot. I like looking at the pictures, and I'm actually really enjoying now having the borders removed. But the main reason I removed the borders is because I got this for Christmas, which is like a photo frame, but I thought, oh, this would be really nice for my weekly drawers. And clearly there's something, so this is my present, is my Hanged Man and Eight of Cups, and then the future death. So clearly there's something that I need to let go of that I'm struggling with. Anyway, so this, I've trimmed them so they fit in this photo frame. Okay, so that is the next explanation for my bad trimming. Right, let's go to the cards themselves. So I won't spend too long talking about these. I thought what was quite interesting is, well, one of the things I didn't really quite expect, because I don't know, I do struggle sometimes with the court cards, like lots of people say with the tarot. And so when I was doing this project, when I started it, I thought, well, I knew that Kate Bush does so many different kind of personas and characters, and you know, she takes on so many different roles in her songs that it would be interesting for the court cards. But I wasn't expecting to love doing the court cards quite as much as I do, and I've really enjoyed doing them. And I think it's because the whole process of it, it feels like they're attached to real people or real characters from books now, rather than just a concept. And I do find the court cards quite difficult in these Pamela Coleman Smith. I love them. I think they're beautiful to look at. But, you know, we've got a king. They're all on their thrones. Their environments are different. But the kings themselves all look very similar. They all look very stern, I think. I mean, even the King of Cups, who I wouldn't necessarily always think of as stern, looks a bit pursed-lipped there. King of Pentacles looks like he's just being taken over by the ivy and the undergrowth. And I always think of him as a little bit more, yeah, he's connected with the earth, but a little more ordered than that. He is like a Capricorn or a Taurus. I think he'd be a lot tidier. Anyway, even physically, if you look at these two cards, I mean, they could almost be the same person, couldn't they? Sorry, the light's bad outside, so I've got a lamp on. But they could almost be the same character. And so I think we don't get really much sense of these as people, as sort of rounded people. The kings are associated with leadership, and how we would think normally of the word. But there are so many different ways to be a leader, aren't there? And I would say maybe the power from a King of Swords, for example, is more like a lawyer, someone who has a power of words, power of persuasion. The power of King of Pentacles might be someone who's inherited a lot of money or is very good with money, good with finances and trading and stuff. King of Cups is someone who has an emotional intelligence. And to me, the King of Wands is someone who has charisma, who has a social intelligence, who is able to charm people. There's a real warmth, I mean, which I don't think you get from this picture, from the King of Wands. So let me go to, pretty quickly, to the song choice. And the video where I found out about this person, more about this person, if you have got sort of time and you're at all interested, it is really, really worthwhile. It was really interesting. So this is from The Dreaming, and it is Houdini. And I really liked This Is Your Magic. I mean, I know I sort of looking at it and thinking, well, it looks like a magician card as well, doesn't it? But I don't know whether I mind that. I quite like, because I do think of the King of Wands as this charismatic, you know, that side of the magician that can also be a little bit of a fraudster, some con artist. I think there is something of that maybe in the shadow side of the King of Wands too. Now, when I watched the YouTube video and learned more about Houdini himself, it was fascinating. It changed my view of him, really. He was from this very impoverished background. His dad died when he was quite young, very attached to his mother and his wife, which is you know, which is the which is the perspective that Kate Bush sings from. But those were his two special women in his life, if you like. And I think there was in the video, it says that was maybe his motivation for all this, was to he's from a big family and to get attention from his mother and to win her approval. That's what he was always doing. And it wasn't just the acts themselves, of course, which is that performance aspect, which is definitely also another one, that acting, that being on stage. But it was, they said about how it sort of tapped into the American dream, that it was people identified with his struggles, which he then overcome on the stage when he was, and I mean, the video is great because it shows the actual, like, there was like a milk can that he was trapped in, and all these horrible, like, claustrophobic kind of places that, and overcoming that fear, I suppose, to get out of those. He was quite a thin, sort of small child, and really built himself up. He was quite muscular by the time he was performing. Really reinvented himself in some ways. But I think I got this impression that he was doing it out of, he had a big heart, and that sounds really cheesy, doesn't it? But there was something of a warmth about him that people connected with when they saw him on stage. So I'm just going to read out what Kate Bush says about this song. So this is from Kate Bush Encyclopedia. And she says, and this is what made me think, oh, could it be King of Swords? The side most people know of Houdini is that of the escapologist, but he spent many years of his life exposing mediums and seances as frauds. His mother had died, and in trying to make contact through such spiritual people, he realised how much pain was being inflicted on people already in sorrow, people who would part with money just for the chance of a few words from a past loved one. I feel he must have believed in the possibility of contact after death, and perhaps in his own way, by weeding out the frauds, he hoped to find just one that could not be proven to be a fake. I like that perspective from Kate Bush there, the idea that he's really seeking out someone that will be able to help him to contact his late mother. He and his wife made a decision that if one of them should die and try to make contact, the other would know it truly them through a code that only the two of them would know. His wife would often help him with his escapes. Before he was bound up and sealed away inside a tank or some dark box, she would give him a parting kiss, and as their lips met, she would pass him the key, which he would later use to unlock the padlocks that chained him. And which is lovely. So I thought you can see why with the sword is about, finding truth, finding that idea of rooting out fraudsters and stuff. I thought, that is a very King of Swords energy, isn't it? But then I thought, what's motivating him? there's almost like a romantic idea that, as Kate Bush says there, maybe it is true. Maybe if I find a genuine psychic, I'll be able to contact, lost ones or whatever. So that, as I said, is my King of Wands. And you'll have to wait and see for the King of Swords, because that was the one that was nearly going to be this card. But I've enjoyed doing this process. It's fun to think about the different, and it's been interesting to find out more about Houdini, actually, and to see there's such a wide range of references that Kate Bush uses in her songs that this has also been a really, really enjoyable part of making this deck. So thank you for watching, as always, and enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye.